So there's this new anime on Disney Plus / Hulu / Star, depending on which part of the world you are watching it in. It's called Go Go Loser Ranger, which is definitely a mixed take on the Power Rangers, so much so that the main supposed good guys are Power Ranger looking characters that have power suits that can upgrade their power and special weapons, and they have this episode of the week where the bad guys will come down in a big coliseum and fight the Power Rangers. Basically, episode of the week on TV, as if this whole nation is watching it, or the whole world is watching them defeat the bad guys with a new monster every week. Much like the Power Rangers, they have like a different kind of creature that would explode and go larger. They have that for every week, except we started a place where the bosses of the bad guys have been destroyed, so it's up to the henchmen, who are immortal somewhat, to come up with ideas. So we started a place where we're following the Justice, the Dragon Keepers, and we follow particularly a henchman called Fighter D. He's tired of the Sunday showdowns and decides that he wants to defeat the Rangers, and that's all kind of what sets up in episode 1. And I initially, for the first 15 minutes, thought, yeah, I'm gonna hate this. This is got to be tongue-in-cheek, it's got to be a parody. I'm not sure how much of this they can even get away with, like being so close to that kind of Power Ranger formula, how much they can make fun of it. And then it starts becoming its own thing when I realized that the henchmen, Fighter D, they're actually the good guys. They've been fighting these Sunday matches and being defeated and beaten for 13 years. And so suddenly there's a different dynamic where the good guys are kind of the bullies, beating these people every week, pretending to be people who they aren't really. But they also have immense power. So how does a lowly guy that can kind of recombust himself, put himself back together after being defeated, unless there's a particular weapon that's used on him, he can mimic? I mean, it's basically they're mimics. We follow this character who's going to embed himself as to the potential of working for the good guys under the guise of his mimic. That's all kind of set up in episode 1. Very interesting, suddenly going from, for me, going from, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to like this at all, what is this, to, oh, this is actually very interesting. And episode 2 just really goes into that. Episode 2 is called Go Fighter D, and Fighter D reunites with Yumiko. Fighter D is really starting to work on his plan, and we get to see the behind the scenes a little of what makes the good guys, the Dragon Keepers, how they are formulated, how many people they actually have working for them. The different ranges, or the different dragons, each have their own business and structure. One is the fighting guys there to take out or look for spies. The other one is his intelligence, that kind of thing. And so you get to see how each of them work. So Fighter D puts himself right in enemy strongholds, so that makes it for a tense watch. It's also fairly funny, and you have anime moments where you know what's going to happen. I do think it's an interesting premise to start with. We have these 2 episodes that have kind of given us, okay, this is a sort of parody, but now we're going to flip that on its head, and we're going to show you that this character is actually, or these characters are not actually as bad as you think they are. Perhaps there's more to that story. So far, I'm really intrigued. And that journey I went on from the beginning going, yeah, I'm going to hate this. What is this? To, oh, this is really good. It took me by surprise, which is why I'm kind of flagging it up for you guys. You might not have heard of this anime. I've certainly not read the manga that this is probably based on. But if you have, let me know if it gets good or it just dips down. What do you think of the first 2 episodes? Are you excited to watch more? Thanks so much for watching. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.